Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip on the show, no scandal, no K-words. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests and co-hosts and special series to that end. Tomorrow, I'm so excited to welcome back one of my favorite people on the planet. She's my satellite sister, Akuyo Graham. Will be back tomorrow, my Tuesday Talent series. And we use this show to catch up because both of us are so happily busy that this is going to be a great thing. She'll be bringing the news, updated news about one of the wonderful organizations, nonprofits that I support, Spirit Awakening Foundation. They're about to do their annual fundraiser, so make sure you tune in tomorrow for that. And if you've missed any one of my 1,225 podcast shows, I think I was doing them before they called them podcasts, please do free subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's my TV channel because obviously if you tune in on the AM FM side, you can certainly listen. And I'm grateful for people who actually recognize me just from my voice when they hear me nearby. It happened again this weekend. But I love for you to come and actually chat and watch and listen. So again, my YouTube TV channel houses all of those shows. And it is Monday. And as you can tell, I have my fabulous air conditioner going. It's been a hot one. Hopefully you're staying cool inside and out. And we'll start today with that gratitude. You all know the drill. First thing in the morning. If you tune in with me every weekday morning, thanks to all of those loyal people who do. But if you listen later, that's all good too. We start the morning with breakfast, which is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So what are you grateful for? Top of the bun, 8 specific things. Friends and family is not 2 because it's not specific enough. One of my teachers, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's on the other side now, he would say 5 things to be grateful for in the morning. I'm a little bit of a recovering overachiever, so I say 8. Why 8? Well, I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese, and 8 is a homophone for good fortune. So that's why there's a lot of 8s in everything that I do. Everything that I say. I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. My #1 best-selling book, which is 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. And it is Monday, so you get a free audiobook copy of this book. #1 bestseller on Amazon and national bestseller. Free for you if you go to drmarissa.life and just put in there Mental Health Matters Mondays, and you'll get a free audiobook copy because I am on that mission. Also, the bottom of the bun. So top of the bun is gratitude, things outside of yourself that you're grateful for. Bottom of the bun is those things that you are grateful for about inside of yourself. So what do you like about yourself? And that, my friends, is really the way you can begin to manage your own mental health. Let's just put that moose on the table, which is my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. And I want you, not to reach for things outside of yourself to make you feel better. That's the whole point of this show. So, top of the button, what are you grateful for? It's easy this morning. Grateful for the air conditioner. Grateful for the fact that I don't have to drive to the IE or Hollywood when I was at the Sunset Gower Studios, that I get to broadcast to you live from my living room. I'm grateful that I have so many incredible teachers in this thing called life. I mentioned Dr. Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, my big brother, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. You name it, I've been so blessed. Don Miguel Maurice, Neil Donald Walsh, all of them actually have been on this show. If you've missed any of their interviews, please go to my YouTube TV channel, free subscribe, and you'll get to watch those anytime. Also, I'm grateful for the eyeballs that are rolling in. That means that you're tuned in to the show about hope and happiness. I am grateful that I've managed 645 consecutive weeks on the air on camera. They said it wouldn't last more than a year because I don't talk about anything that's being talked about right now. I'm going to make an exception a little later on in the show because I want to look at all the things that are worrying people, because that's the topic today. How do we become a recovering worry wart? So I am grateful that I love my life. I'm grateful that I am happy where I am, and I'm eager for more. And that is a segue to things that I like about myself. That is definitely one of them, that I practice what I teach most of the time. Even though the title is Take My Advice, I'm not using it. But most of the time I do, 88% of the time. I appreciate that I have a new, fun, working for me attitude about dating. Those of you who know that I got the 7-year reverse itch after 7 years of not dating, no relationships, that I started back in January 18th to be exact. And I've been on 19 first dates. And I've made a second date, actually, twice now. So that's upcoming. We'll see if it actually comes through. But I'm realizing that this is supposed to be fun. And if it's not fun, then why am I doing it? I teach that all the time. If you don't like what you're looking at, don't look at it. If you don't like what you're doing, stop doing it. Or get a better attitude about what you're doing. So I appreciate that I'm able to grow, expand, and change my mind about dating and the way I'm approaching it. All right. That's it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa. Thanks for joining me this morning. I promise that if you do this good life habit, hashtag Blisscipline, for 28 consecutive days, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. I'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break for news and weather, which is just hot, on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, the morning show here on the station that leaves no listener behind. We'll be back right back in 2 and 2, or the way I do it, peace in, peace out. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And it's Dr. Marissa. Oh, and we're back. We're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using a Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, number one, talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And it is Monday, which is Mental Health Monday Matters. What were we talking about today? Worry wart. Are you a worrywart? Now, I know people who will admit to it and say, that's just who I am. I've been a worrier my entire life and I can't change that. And I have to say, the majority of people that I've met who have that, who say that, they have some physical ailments, they have some relationship issues, they have lots of things that are going wrong because they keep talking about it, they keep worrying about it. And so my first Happy 88 tip and tool, if you are a worrywart, 2 words. Look at me. Stop it. It's not good for you. Last week on Mental Health Mondays, we talked about the physical impact of negative emotions on your immune system. And right now there's another round of COVID going around. I got my booster. The nurse doctor told me that it was going around. And I went and got my annual physical. My blood pressure is really nice and low because I meditate every day. So are you doing everything possible to keep healthy? Because we all know health is wealth. And if you are a worrywart, you're more likely to get sick. So that's why I want you to stop it. And then to emphasize that, did you know that the Native Americans have a beautiful saying, and it is, worry is like a prayer for bad things to happen. Let me say that one more time. Worry is a prayer for bad things to happen. Sink that in. So now, some of you may be like my Chinese dad, who's on the other side from lymphoma. He used to say, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Just in case something bad happens, you have to be prepared. You have to have, a rainy day, all of that, just in case bad things. That's our whole insurance system that we pay a lot of money for. And there's, I don't grow old, I'm ageless, but the more I look at that whole insurance structure, it's based on preparing yourself for things that you cannot control. And then a lot of times you hear that you buy the insurance and then it doesn't even cover the things that you've gone that you need it for. So I've been re-looking at that whole system that is based on fear and people, preying on your fear, and you're letting them hijack your attention with that fear. Same thing with the election, same thing with, people who play to your fear, play to wanting you to be afraid enough to try to protect yourself from things that could happen that are horrible or that are happening that are horrible. And Ricky and I, my Friday co-host, talked about my habit of putting my head in the sand and not talking about things that are being talked about everywhere, because most of it, if not all of it, if it bleeds, it leads. It's worst case scenario. It's paranoia. It's conspiracy. And as a result, you feel like shiitake. I'm sorry, almost every time if I do turn on some news or if I do go to my phone for MS, random meaningless scrolling, it will be something that leads me to be afraid, worry about it, and or get mad and say, what's wrong with people? Or, we're going to Hades in a handbasket. That kind of reaction to the normal what's going out there is not good for me. It's not good for you. It's not good for our health. Worrying in particular will keep you from claiming your birthright to be happy 88% of the time. And that's our direct topic for today. Why worrying is not a great habit. So I've given you a couple of tools. Obviously, having breakfast and taking a bite of the gratitude sandwich is the easiest way to start your day without being worried, because you cannot be grateful and worried at the same time. You cannot be thankful and be in fear at the same time. So one will X out the other. Does that mean I want you to be grateful all day? Pretty much. If you're a student of Abraham Hicks, you will know that one of the largest tools is pick the best feeling thought, because your thought will lead to your feeling and your emotion. Your emotion will lead back to what your action is and what you're attracting to yourself. So, watch your head, watch your thoughts, watch what you're thinking about. That is, if you are focused on what's good in your life, you're less likely to think about what isn't good in your life, because you can't, at the same time, you cannot. It's not simulcast. So that is the tool. That's why we do the gratitude sandwich first thing in the morning. I gave you the Native American saying. Why else should we be not concerned with what's going around us? And what I wanted to do is to actually bring up things to worry about. Now, I know that sounds like pretty counterproductive, but I think that, there's absolutely reasons to be I'm going to put the moose on the table on this. So I'm going to say top 3 things that people worry about. And I'm going to ask my assistant Google to bring that up, because I love to do just-in-time research, because we never have time to do this. So I'm going to force you to do this. How's that? Okay, share my screen. I love technology. Okay, things people worry about: work, money, intimate relationship, death, job security, health, COVID-19, safety, and comfort. Okay, if you're worrying about where your relationship is, if you're going to get laid off, if you're going to get COVID, if you're going to get sick, I'm not even talking about the people around you. I'm just talking about yourself at this point. Let's look at, that's 2016, too long ago. But let's see, top things that American people worry about right now. Top 10 fears in America. Chapman blogs. I gotta look for something that follows my non-biased, balanced, and some research. Let's see. No, that's definitely not unbiased. Very well mined. Let's go to that, because, okay, top 4, from the silent generation to Gen Z. What's the silent generation? What is... I love the fact that we can get answers. Silent generation is the generation of people born before that of the baby boomers. Oh, interesting. So this is like not just young, this is like the whole spectrum. Okay, so that's good, because I didn't want just one generation. I wanted to see. All right, let's see what we got here. Top 4 concerns about the future are, this was done in 2021. It's a little dated, but it was during COVID. So let's see. 36% financial instability, 34% political instability, 33% future pandemic. Well, that's a little dated. 29% global warming. Okay. So I don't think the first two have changed. I will just say that the future pandemic is health, and then global warming is global. So let's see if I can zoom this up. Okay. Let's see what the picture looks like. Okay, perfect. So I'm now going to compare that. Well, actually not compare that, but just be real about this. So I would say that most people, especially in America, are concerned right now, obviously because of the election coming up, political instability, not just in our country, but in the country, worldwide. And if I wake up in the morning, I have every reason to worry about who's going to be the next president, especially if both sides, because it's so diametrically opposed now that, and to disagree doesn't seem to be a skill that many of us have anymore. So yeah, there's a lot to worry about there. Righteously, it's not weird to worry about it. You're going to face it. The ads are going to get worse and worse. The debates, all of that. So yeah, it's in your face. Lots to worry about. You have every reason to worry about that. Do you want to choose to worry about that? That's my question to you. Do you want to choose? So how do you, is there anything that you can actually worry about that, will make a difference if you worry about it? There's the best tool I know for worry. Is it going to make a difference to that thing that you're worried about to make it less worryable or go away? Is it worrying about what's going to happen? That is related to, can you change what it is that you're worried about with your worry? So I'm going to write that down in the chat because actually that's a pretty good question. I've never worded it like that. So can you change the thing that I'm going to put thing / situation / person that you are worried about by worrying about them? So there's a key question. If you say yes, then go ahead and worry. If you say no, which is always the answer, worrying about something will never, ever, 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 ever help what it is. And you can substitute worrying with talking about drinking over smoking over numbing over eating over gambling over drugging, both kinds, illegal and illegal, over shopping, over ad nauseum, infinitum, will not and potentially hurt. Okay, there it is. I've never quite said it like this. Substitute worrying with talking about drinking over, smoking over, numbing over, eating over, gambling over, drugging, both kinds over, shopping over, ad nauseum infinitum will not help and potentially hurt. So I'm making an argument. If you just tuned in, I see the eyeballs rolling in. What I'm talking about, it is Mental Health Matters Monday, and I am giving you some practical Happy 88 tips on if you're a worrywart, why are you worrying? Because it's really not going to help. It's not going to help you, and it is not potentially going to hurt you. It will hurt you. So, gratitude sandwich. Can't be grateful and worry at the same time. Native Americans saying worry is like a prayer for bad things to happen. And now, is the act of worrying actually going to make a forking difference? And the answer is no. Vehement no. All right. So that actually goes towards other topics too. Financial instability. So this is a big one. I know that I was in a place at one time where I was very, very afraid. And I had every reason to be. I was going through a very difficult divorce and very expensive divorce. As the judge said to me, well, you wanted equal rights. And so big numbers were going by and I was about to lose a lot of money. And so every morning I would wake up worried, what's going to happen today in court? What's going to happen? What's going to happen with the lawyers? And all of those what if worst case scenarios that feed the worrywart made it even more difficult for me to sleep, to work, to do what I was supposed to do. I think I had like 3 car accidents in a month because I was in my head almost all the time. And there's another beautiful saying, if you live in the worried prattle of your head, it's as if you are sitting in front of the Grand Canyon with a paper bag over your head. Let me say that again. It's one of my favorite sayings. If you are living in the worried prattle of your head, it's as if you're sitting in front of the Grand Canyon with a paper bag over your head. So, another reason not to worry. Can't do anything about it. And you're missing all of the amazing things that are happening in your life, but you can't see them because you are focused on what might happen that is horrible. Do I get to drop the moose? My Canadian version of talk about the elephant in the room and drop the mic is drop the moose. So I am encouraging you all. We're going to take a quick break for news and traffic. And I'm going to thank the sponsors who are helping me with the show today. But I want you to think about all the things that you are currently worried about. And I want you to write them down in the chat or on your own if you don't want to be own your worry. And we're going to come back and talk about another tool that I use actually as an organizational psychologist. It's Peter Senge's Circle of Concern, Circle of Influence. And I actually use it. Those of you who don't know me, Dr. Marissa, the doctor, is actually a PhD in organizational psychology. So we're going to do that when we come back. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2. That's Chuck Woolery, if you remember. And I'm dating myself now. But it's peace in, peace out. We'll be right back. Don't go away. This is Dr. Marissa with Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. Don't go away. And it's Dr. Marissa about to report live on the red carpet of the 25th Newport Beach Film Festival, October 17th through 24th. And I'm, again, the proud sponsor of the Chinese Spotlight film, and I get to give away free passes to the Pacific Showcase, which highlights and celebrates all things Asian film, food, and fun. So tune into my show. Take my advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, to find out how to win passes for the Asian Oprah giveaway, as well as the promo code. So you can get discount tickets at www.newportbeachfilmfest.com. We'll see you there soon.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. I see Nemesis of Eden in my cashew gallery. Welcome to the show. It is Monday. Mental Health Matters Mondays. My name is Dr. Marissa. You are tuned in to my YouTube TV channel that houses all 1,225 of my podcast shows here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, as I mentioned, where you can watch and listen on the TV channel on YouTube. And thank you to YouTube for making me, let's see, what did they call me? One of the top 2% or 5% of YouTube creators. I'm getting movie tickets and pizza and neon signs. So thank you all, those of you who are loyal supporters like Nemesis of Eden. And we're talking about worrying. Are you a worry wart? Are you here on the planet trying to keep the planets aligned on your own? Are you trying to control things so that nothing bad happens to you? Are you worrying? Are you holding your breath in case the other shoe drops? Well, you are totally tuned in to the right episode this morning. I am, let's see, I've given you some Happy 88 tools. Let me offer another Asian Oprah giveaway for those of you tuning in for the second half. This is the #1 Amazon bestseller, national bestseller called 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. I never meant to write this book. It was another one of those #accidental things after losing a very big project at one of my big clients, $200,000 to be exact. And I did what I usually do when bad things happen. I stop my feet for 16 seconds, and then I say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. The voice says, write. I write it. Next thing I know, I have a publisher approaching me out of the blue saying, we follow motivational speakers. Are you writing anything? So that's how that happened. And it is helping a lot of people claim their birthright to happiness. So that makes me very, very happy. You can get a free audiobook copy by going to drmarissa.life, which is a place where I have my virtual home. And let's just do that now. So those of you who haven't been there can see where to find me. And you could actually schedule time with me here in the schedule block. You can see the work that I do. You can book me as an organizational psychologist or motivational speaker. I also have you pop up here. You can join my Happy 88 family. I've got a great red carpet tab here. Those of you who've never gone there, you're welcome to go and see all the fabulous people that I've gotten to meet and interview on the carpet, and just really, really blessed and grateful. Manny Pacquiao. I was on Let's Make a Deal. Kevin Costner, Stevie Wonder. Love him. Melissa Etheridge. That's Chubby Checker. Fran Drescher, Richard Dreyfuss. One of my favorites is Marion Ross. I love her so much. Quincy Jones. I love him. You saw him in the Wolverine. Wesley Snipes. So Pierce Brosnan, and more. So just go there and you will get to see all the great things that I get to do, and also sign up and be part of my Happy 88 tribe. All right, worry. How do we stop worrying? I said that I was going to, and let's see if I can bring this up very quickly. Well, it would be really good for you to visualize this. By the time I get it on, it might take too much time. So visual a circle of all the things that you care about and are concerned about. I don't know if there's a whiteboard on this. It's called the circle of concern. So the circle of concern, all the things, if you start writing inside of that, your health, your money, the state of the nation. I just pulled that up as the, things that you're worried about. Your health, global warming, homelessness, your kids, your parents, your friends, if you were an artist during COVID, certainly, all of that. I still think we are adjusting with art and music and live events and, movies and streaming, all of those ways in which our lives have completely changed. Our kids, certainly, school system, there's a lot to be concerned about. Okay, and I'm not even saying you're going to be worried about it, but you're concerned about it. You have concerns about all of those things. That is inside of your circle of concern. What is outside of your circle of concern? Well, if you're not into football, you don't really care what happened with the Raiders yesterday. I have one friend who did care, and I tried to wiggle my fingers to make the Raiders win, but I think I took all that luck and I won at Mahjong. Sorry. But there are things that you don't care about. So whatever you're not into, if you're apolitical, you really don't care. If you are not into, if you're not in the stock market, you're not really care. You don't care about the stocks. So you get what I'm trying to do here, right? Circle of concern sort of puts a circle around those things that you are concerned about. Now, how many of those things in your circle of concern can you actually influence? So there's a second circle inside the first circle called the circle of influence. So you have the circle of concern, picture this, and a circle of influence inside that circle of concern. Got it? Can you see it? Nemesis, can you see that picture? So what inside circle of concern can you actually 100% influence? Can you 100% influence the outcome of this election? Absolutely not. Do you have a little bit of influence? Yes, a tiny little bit of influence, which is called voting. And if you're an influential person, you may be able to influence someone to change their vote. At this point, I just want people to vote. Just vote. Use the hard-fought privilege that we have as Americans to vote. I don't care at this point. You can say it doesn't matter because it's all conspiracy, and it's going to be fixed, and one of the candidates won't even honor the vote anyway, so why bother? Vote anyways. But it will not 100% influence the outcome. So if you want one president, your one vote is not going to do it, but the collective could do it. So vote. Your kids. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I love them to life. And can I influence their choices? 100%? Heck no. Unfortunately, I don't know, 18% influence? Maybe. Did I have more influence when they were kids? Absolutely. Did I do the best job that I could as a parent? Absolutely. 88% great mom? Maybe 80%. Did the best that I could with the time that I had and the resources I had. So no, I can't influence them. Can I influence my financial stability? Yes. Probably one of the things that I can do the most, that I have the most control over. If I don't make the calls, if I don't show up, if I don't do what I say I'm going to, if I don't put the syllabus together for the course that I'm teaching at UCLA this fall, by the way, it's open. It's a management certificate program, so I'd love for you to sign up. I have like over 40 students right now. Grateful. It's called Leadership, Success, and Happiness. So just go to UCLA, Leadership, Success, and Happiness, Dr. Marissa, and it should pop up. So do I have 100% influence on the money that's going to come in from my different things that I do, from the clients that I speak with, from the stages that I do motivational speaking, from the films that I'm putting together, from the screenplay that I'm writing, from all of those things? Can I be 100% impactful or influential on the money I make? No. I just gave you an example of that project that fell through. I was counting on it. I didn't have control that my sponsoring executive got fired. I don't have control. But would worrying about that before it got canceled, would that have been helpful for me? No. Because same thing with the divorce, watching those numbers go up and down on how much I owed to get out of that marriage. If I could spend the rest of my life worried that I will never make up for all that I lost in that divorce, righteous indignation, I could spend my entire life worried that I will, another COVID will happen and the motivational speaking gigs will get wiped out again. I could spend my entire life worried that all the things that I'm counting on coming in don't happen. Is that worry going to help or hurt me? I will tell you 100% it will hurt me. What is the only thing that I can control that is in my influence, circle of influence, circle of control, circle of concern and circle of influence? The only thing that I can control is what? The buck stops right over here. My attitude, my BS, my belief system, not about the election, about the leadership, about world finance, about world leaders, about my kids, about my clients. None of that I have control over. The only control over is, am I going to worry Am I going to wait for the other shoe to drop? Am I going to be in fear around what I have? Am I going to think about worst case scenario? Or am I going to choose to believe that I'm the same person that made all that money before? I can make that money again. And that goes for everyone who knows that they have some skill and ability to do the things that they're doing, even if you hate your job. Let's just work and save the money so you can actually do something you want to do, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can still make that money. If you've got a breath in you and a mind on you, there's so many things that are out there that are available. The thing that will stop people is, I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. Or I'm not good enough to do that. Those are the BS belief systems that will feed into your worry system. And you know what? You will not be successful in those, because your BS, your belief systems, drive your ability to make the decisions, to be inspired, to see the opportunities that you actually do have. But if you are constantly holding your breath, one, you're going to suffocate. You need the oxygen to think clearly. I teach Tai Chi. Give you another example. Right now, I went to the doctor for a physical. I've got a number of things that are blipping on the could be something wrong. Wrinkle in the back of my retina. Possible debilitating arthritis that gave rise to 2 hip replacements. Now in this shoulder. Never had problems in my shoulder before. I've got a lot of things that I could be worried about right now that it's like, for what reason should I worry? I'm just going to go do the test that I need to do, and they'll tell me what it is that I need to do, and then that will solve that, however way it is. I know that Googling things when you have a symptom, not a good practice. I know that worrying about things that haven't happened, fear about things that haven't happened, anxiety about things that haven't happened, is completely counterproductive to my happiness, to my well-being, to my immune system. So why would I do that? Why would I choose to do that? Why would you choose to do that? It's Mental Health Monday Matters. And I'm trying to get you to drink the Kool-Aid to help you decide, first and foremost, who's the boss of your BS? Who's the boss of your belief systems? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Releasing, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. This is another tool that I use, 3-breath technology. I actually made this one up by myself. Another breath in, second breath. And releasing all the stories and the drama that I got from Dharma. Thank you so much. Activating the mind. And the third breath. Connecting with me through Chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, no beginning, no end. And that third breath also connects us to the power that made sure that the planets did not crash into each other last night. Very powerful stuff. The creator that made sure that no 2 drops of water and no 2 blades of grass and no grains of sand were exactly the same. No 2 humans out of the 8 billion of us are exactly the same, even identical twins. How does that happen? It happens because of the creative force on the planet that we can connect to through meditation. I plug myself in every morning to that source. You can too. Requires you to not wake up doing this. It requires you to not go to worst case scenario. It requires you to not worry. Have I made my point? Have I given you enough tools today? I don't want you to hold your breath. I don't want you to have shallow breath. Shallow breath will guarantee you compromised immune system. Studies are there. You can look it up. It's not a hypothesis. We talked about this last week. If you missed last week's Monday's Mental Health Matters, please do go get it. It's free. This is a free subscribe here. Have I made my point? We'll be right back and take one more break for news and weather, because if I don't, I get in trouble. This is Dr. Marissa. Don't go away. We'll be right back with final word on Mental Health Matters Mondays. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Peace in, peace out.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, which is free. Subscribe. You'll get an alert every weekday morning to tune in for more hope and happiness. You know that every week it's something different. Mental Health Matters Mondays is the same, but we talk about different things. Today, last week was your immune system and mental health, and today it's worrying. Are you a worrywart? I hope you've enjoyed the tools that I've been giving. If you missed most of the show, just go get it on my YouTube TV channel. Tuesday, tomorrow, we have Akuyo Graham coming back. She's my satellite sister from Agape, beloved. She was my co-host for this very special series, Is It Black? It's Not Black and White, or Is It? And her foundation, Spirit Awakening, is one of the ones that I support. I also am going to be supporting again an event. I meant to Valerie Heath is a wonderful supporter of veterans. That's a show that's coming in November. Stay tuned for that one. The event is going to be at one of my father's favorite places. My Chinese dad loved. I have great memory, just horrible recall. Lowry's. It's going to be a great time at Lowry's. I'm going to be supporting by giving away free copies of this signed. Today, you can get a free copy of this by audiobook by going to drmarissa.tv, because it's my Asian Oprah giveaway every Monday for Mental Health Matters. Wednesdays, Doctors in the House with Dr. Marissa and Dr. Tiffany Tate. She's a medical doctor. I'm the PhD, piled higher and deeper doctor. Thursday will be Straight Talk with myself and James Hawthorne, who is my Dodgers buddy. Gets me in there with bobbleheads. And then Friday, my fab, Ricky Rebel, who's out with a new album, Veronica, and it's the Hollywood Rebel Report. So lots always happening here. So glad that you joined. The final word for worrying. Don't worry, be happy. I'm so serious about that. I would love to have Bobby McFerrin on the show. Anybody who has connections with him, please let me know. I know that worrying is kind of like decaffeinated coffee. Why bother? That is my final word on worrying. Just gospel according to Nike. Don't do it. Also, another one of my show sponsors, the Saban Theater. If you'd like free tickets to Chinese acrobats, keep it tuned here. I'm giving that away all week. That's it. Thanks so much for joining me. I do love the ability to do what I do. I love having people here. I love supporters like the Nemesis of Eden. Great advice as always. Stay amazing. I will do my best. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. Love you all.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.